Hello everyone, and welcome to the season finale of Cradle of Caine, a Vampire the Masquerade Sabbat Chronicle, 5th edition. We have told a tumultuous story over the last 7 weeks, and we have brought you the lives and ongoings of our Sabbat pack. Now, things have come to a relative convergence. The Oso meeting that they have been planning for all this time has finally come. Since the very first episode we've heard, bring the Sabbat together, bring the leaders back into the fold, and finally unite in order to take this city, this supposed Cradle of Liberty, make it the Cradle of Caine. The Camarilla has brought you to your knees, this organization. The Anarchs roam like they own the place. But now, officially, this could be the day of your rebirth. Before we begin our story, let me introduce the amazing cast of characters and players that we have today. Starting with...
Hi, my name is Syrinx, and I will be playing Viper today.
Hi there, my name is Wes Franks from Carrying Cover Studios, and for this game, I will be playing Simon Valkazar.
Hi everyone, my name is Beck, and for this session, I'll be playing Z.
Hello folks, my name is Gabriel, or Good and Chaotic, and I will be bringing you today Arthur Harris, your friendly local Tremere bookshop owner.
My name is Rena, and I am playing as Adressia, also known as Addie, also known as the ex-sheriff of Philadelphia.
Oh, I am not getting audio from you, Lily.
That was probably on me. I'll do that again. My name is Lily, and for this session, I will be playing Evelyn.
Hey everybody, I'm Prince, also known as Dimples and Dice, and I will be playing Amari, the Sinisi Ductus.
And who's in your hand right now?
Oh, this is Morden. He's a satanic creature that I've flesh crafted into a bigger monster than cats can be by themselves.
The unofficial member of this pack.
The Canaanites like cats. And I am Nick Fritzia at Nobleman Nick, and I will be doing the dual role of the storyteller as well as Dimitri Lovelace. And so, let's tell a vampire story. Can we say that? I don't know if we can say that still, but we'll jump in anyway. As night sets, the weather is clear. Perfect. The moon is shining through, breaking through the clouds, and all is silent because we are not within the city of brotherly love. We are not in Philadelphia. Rather, we are across the pond, as it were, across the river, in one of the most glorious and most despicable places of all, New Jersey. At a aquarium, to be precise, after hours, that has been rented out by Amari in order to gather this meeting together. The black limos have been sent. The yacht ferries are main pack across the river, I believe is what you wanted to do, Amari.
Mm-hmm.
Your crew members, everyone seems on edge as you lead them across. Whether it just be the tension of the meeting, the current state of the city.
I'm probably bossing them around too. Like,
Yeah.
The tension would be, and Amari to an extent. I mean, he's confident, but he wants to make sure everybody's on point in case something goes wrong.
And as you pull up to the waterfront, your group is the first to arrive. The Sabbat leaders are very much believe in being fashionably late, as it were. So, have you dressed up for this occasion? Amari.
Yes, of course.
Would you
Amari,
like to describe?
yeah, Amari is probably in a fitted Tom Ford suit. Gold chains down. This is probably, and he's probably wearing it in like an all red with black across the lapels, and a red shirt under it with a black tie that is half red, half black. It is very dashing. Now, Amari is not a small dude. He is a fat Tsunisi. But he pulls this look off. This is him in his best Noctorious big sort of thing going on.
So, and then you all arrived together, I assume, right? The four of you? What about you, Evelyn? How have you just come as you usually go? Or...
Yeah, kind of. Although maybe a little less disheveled than I've been over the past few nights. It's been a rough few weeks. I think I took a lot of special care to try and sort my hair out today and find a top that didn't have either blood, brick, or mud stains all over it. But thankfully, I have enough stuff. Yeah, I think I've got on a few nice, delicate pieces of jewelry. I don't like to wear too much that it might get in the way, but enough to show that I could if I wanted to. And sensible shoes, because apparently you never know when someone's going to have you run.
Yes, if you've learned anything over the last couple weeks, it's that at any moment you can be sprung into action. And a lesson, or get yourself into a fight, a lesson that our next person knows very well. Adrestia, how are you feeling? How are you looking?
I have not made myself presentable. My makeup is probably all smeared from being beat up and then consecutively healing myself. So I'm just most likely just obfuscated, shadowing each of our pack members as we arrive, just making sure that nobody is around to ambush, since this is a new territory for me.
And to Arthur.
Arthur hasn't made any special effort today. He finds his attire quite appropriate, actually. I think what he has done though is his plans have all funneled into the pre-preparation. So he's had his ghoul Quinn bundle himself into their vehicle, and Quinn will be driving around the city, close at hand nearby should anything go wrong. Quinn has also been ordered to lock up for the evening at the bookstore.
Quinn would do everything you asked, and he would look to you, and one of the last things he said is, "Good luck, sir."
Thank you, Quinn. You too.
And as you arrive in this, kind of setting the mood a bit, it's this big meeting within the aquarium that you can easily rent out. I mean, Amari has done so through less than scrupulous means, ensuring that there is no paper trail or any trail leading it back to the mysterious yacht club owner. But it does seem to be the grand stage for a armistice, as it were, a summit of the Sabbat leaders, with the kind of variety of exotic fish swimming around in their huge tanks, the lights of So barely illuminating the rest of the room. And as you wait, the four of you in this room, you don't think for a second, or if the thought crosses your mind for a second, that maybe no one else will show. Javier is on standby, kind of keeping watch outside, greeted you very briefly when you came in. He's very much more morose in his own self to really kind of hit you with the quips as you come in. So, which one of the four Sabbat leaders arrives first, and how? Simon?
Simon Valkazar is always on time, especially when he's expected. You said that there was a black limo sent to my location?
If you would like, yes.
Oh, no, that's fine. That's just fine and dandy. If the camera would see Simon Valkazar pull up in the limo himself, you will see that there has been a bit of a body swap or something with that with the driver. It pulls up right up to the curb. He gets out of the driver's seat. He takes off the limo driver's hat, tosses it in the passenger seat, and takes the keys and just right in the valet area, and then just tosses them to Javi. You said is in the front.
Mm-hmm.
Walks up, just says, "There might be a spot of a mess in the back. Don't worry too much about it, though."
You hear Javier just give the deepest of sighs and going like, "I'm too old for this shit."
Oh, one moment, and then he's gonna run to the back. He's gonna open the door, and he's gonna grab a nice red box with a black bow tied to it. It's a party, right? I've brought a gift.
And what is Simon? Have you elected to dress fancy for this evening, as it were?
Oh, yes, of course. No, Simon typically wears military fatigues or like tactical wear because he's always ready for a fight and everything like that. But he realizes it's a party, so he put on his nicest hoodie. He's got on a nice military green jacket on that's like really nice. Doesn't have a lot of blood stains in it. And he's wearing his nicest shades, the nicest pair of sunglasses he can muster and find. So he is very much dressed up for this. He's got on some Doc Martens, black jeans. You know how it goes. Very, very fancy for Simon, that is.
Awesome. And yeah, the four of you see Simon enter, followed shortly by who would be the second to arrive? Viper?
I think Viper would.
Now, Viper, how do you arrive in this grand fashion?
Could it be possible that some of the followers would like owe a car or anything? Viper herself does not owe a car, but she would definitely be driven around. Preferably with some followers that go along but won't enter the building with her.
And your followers do kind of come with you as you kind of pull up in this. One of the limos that was sent for you, the followers made sure to be the ones driving it. Very much excavating the original driver from the vehicle, and quickly assuming as their own. You step out with no less than 6 followers following you, who all stand guard outside the aquarium around and examine Javier profusely. And how do you choose to present yourself in this meeting?
Probably not that different from usual with the usual robes, but maybe a bit more skin that's revealing for this meeting. Skin that at some parts, like the arms definitely where the hands kind of show, do seem a bit more snake-like than the skin in their face, but not that different.
Excellent. And you see Simon as you enter, and the both of you lock eyes for just a moment.
Simon's gonna make a tongue movement like a snake would.
No, only if that is a promise, Simon.
I knew it was gonna be a good evening, especially when I heard it was on the guest list. Pleasure to see you, Viper.
Pleasure to see you, as always. Expecting much from this little meeting?
Meeting? I thought it was a party. I even brought a gift for our dear hosts. A new pack in the city, running wild and free. Who would have thought such a day would be upon us? I figured I would treat them to something nice,
Is there ever a possibility that you can offer something nice?
Potentially. Depending on the price is right. Everything's got a price. It's fine, though. Elegant as always, Viper. Elegant as always.
Entertaining as always, Simon.
And I think at that moment, I think this would be a great time for Z to enter.
Yes. Z drives herself to the meeting this night, and she drives in a car that she may have procured somewhat unlawfully, let's say. It has a few scratches and bumps here and there on the side as it sort of screeches up to the aquarium. She stops the car, takes the keys out of the ignition, and as she walks into the aquarium, sort of eyeing the 6 followers of vipers that are so unmistakable in their visage, she finds a pond where perhaps some turtles are swimming and discards the stolen keys in one of them as she comes in.
Last one in the alphabet, but not the last one to the party.
Punctual as always, Simon. It is lovely to see you. And you too, Viper.
The boar is finally in here. I wonder if I was yawning because I was tired, but then I remembered we cannot feel that.
No, it must be something about the atmosphere in here. I hear aquariums can make people feel a little bit sick if they stay in them too long.
You're El Patron. Is it going to be showing up just you in her stead?
Just me tonight. She doesn't feel the need. Although it does seem that we are the guests of honor in this place this night.
You know, if things go southways, we could always take a swim. Sure, they won't mind the damages done.
They won't know any wiser, I'm sure.
It's New Jersey. We're classing up the joint.
And at that moment, you hear a shaking of outside as Javier goes, "Oh, what the fuck?" As the doors are pushed open, and you hear the sound of combat boots echoing on the floor. And arriving just as you remember him, within a normal, just button-up shirt, looking more like a southern preacher for a youth group than anything else, you see Dimitri in his same stern and unemotional look that he's always had for the past 25 years.
God damn, Lovelace, you couldn't bother to put on deodorant for this event? Shit.
Sharing space with you three. Well, forgive me if I didn't get dolled up for the occasion.
Why did you get dolled up for the occasion, Simon?
Am I the only one that got the right invitation? Did everybody else get different invitations to me? I thought this was a party. I thought we were going to be enjoying drinks and such. Everybody saying meeting. Everybody looks all pissed off. Am I the only one that brought a gift?
Such a human triviality that you lower yourself to, Simon. Why? Have you not let go of the mundane life you lived before this one? Is that what you're trying to say?
Look, there's nothing wrong with bringing a gift. The only thing is, in Simon's case, his personality and his presence isn't the gift itself.
I didn't bring
Smoke
a
and
gift,
mirrors.
but perhaps I'll leave with a party favor. As he kind of pulls away his coat, revealing that there is a scabbard at his side.
It's good to see you still trust us.
Trust does not have formation within the Sword of Caine.
Mm.
I would hope you would have learned that from our Archbishop.
Our Archbishop. We mourn her loss, of course.
And yeah, as we kind of all four turn, you notice that there is other people that are here, this so-called pack that you have either met or heard about over the past month or so.
Oh, I almost didn't even recognize all of you. I'm so sorry. We're all caught up in looking at Dimitri's sword and everything.
By all means, what kind of hosts would we be were we not to let you arrive as you may? Welcome all.
Oh, thank you. Arthur, isn't it?
Correct, yes. Simon, I don't believe we've had the pleasure.
Oh, we haven't had the pleasure, but I'm sure you got my. You called for an Uber one time, and I'm sure you got to experience that firsthand.
We did. We got the. I believe you ordered the bus package for that day. That was a choice. I have yet to ask you, actually, what in particular did you attempt to gain from that? Just out of curiosity, thought experiment, call it.
Simon doesn't think when he does things like that.
Jokes and japes, dear Viper. Jokes and japes. No. All shall be revealed in due time. A magician never reveals his secrets. Some things are best left unsaid. There's a phrase for everything.
Don't flounce around the truth too much, sir.
Still, what he says about magecraft is quite correct. If one were to reveal all of their secrets right out of the gate, we'd have nothing left for the true party, would we?
Spoken like a true Tremere.
I do pride myself on it, yes.
So there is going to be a true party after all, then?
I would hope so. We'll certainly see when our doctor gets back. I believe he has some words of opening before we truly dive into this.
It's good to see that you survived your bout at the penitentiary. I must say that was incredibly impressive.
Yeah, it was something to that effect, wasn't it?
You have my thanks. And because of so, that is why I'm here today. To mingle amongst this rabble.
Oh,
Evelyn!
Dimitri.
It is lovely to see you again. How are you holding up?
Yeah, I've been worse. I've been a lot worse. I've been okay. This is, I think, more of us than I've ever seen in one space before. So this is fun, I guess. Although, if you wouldn't mind, I'd really be a great favor to me if you didn't all team up to come up with another test that was kind of like an amalgam of all the others, because they were really tiring. And I do have good shoes on, but not that good.
I imagine everyone's tired around here, but there's no time for us to lounge about and rest and everything. There's a party to attend to. Simon's going to walk up to Evelyn and hand over the gift, extend it towards her.
You always give such interesting presents, Simon.
It's good to see you, dear Evelyn. How you feeling? You feeling strong? Let me see them guns.
Yeah, I've been feeling strong. I've kept it with me. Since you took it.
Good.
And this, more fun things, and I'll reach out and take the box.
Go ahead, and if you open it, you will see that there's just a nice little velvet pillow, and in the very center of it, there's a single key. There's a tag attached to it that says that it belongs to a storage container.
So I take it this isn't the real gift, or is this like a replacement for the apartment?
Oh, no. This is just a little bit of a gift that I left for you and the rest of your pack mates. I was going around the stadium the other day, around Wells Fargo Arena, and I came across some crypto bros that were very interested in having a night out. I figured, who would really like these? Evelyn and the rest of her friends here. Yeah, so I went ahead and I had the boys round them all up, and then we have them all tied up and they're doped up, ready in a storage container in case you just want to go ahead and have yourself a little after-party snack. Can't really have Taco Bell if you get too inebriated, so might as well dive into some vitae.
Well, that's real thoughtful of you. Thanks, Simon.
Speaking of which, not to appear too presumptuous or anything, but I assume the hosts of this gathering have provided us with suitable sustenance for the things we will be discussing over the course of this night.
And the three of you would know, Pack, that Amari has gone to procure some of the last-minute party favors, as it were, for the meeting. But stuff has been set up rather lavishly. There is a large circular table in order to maybe instill the ideal of equality at this meeting. It has been set with inlay, just silverware for whatever reason, as well as nice tablecloth, nice linens on everything. There has been Amari. Have you hired a full-on? Is your staff providing for the event, or are they giving you relative privacy?
Until we're actually sitting for the meeting, yeah, they are there to provide anything and everything that this group would need.
Including
we even have a
snacks.
few. Yeah, we have a few that would fight back if that's the type you want. We have a cornucopia, if you will, of vitae to choose from.
Speaking of cornucopias, I don't believe that we've met. And his finger's going to trace through the air, and it's going to linger over Adrestia.
Oh, it's obfuscated, most likely. But I will remove my obfuscate, considering that Simon has known that I am standing there.
Things to know, things that I always know. It's better to stay in the know, don't you know? Simon Balcazar, pleasure to meet you.
Adrestia.
She's the charm.
The sheriff has sought to make her presence known, then. Ex-sheriff. Apologies. This does seem like a Camarilla affair, does it not? With the, cloak and daggers, the beautiful decorations, the snacks and hors d'oeuvres.
Compare you. Compare me to the Camarilla.
You are dressed like one of them, sir.
I am dressed as one should be in the days that we have ahead. Always prepared for any situation. Some of you decided that you want to stay down in the dirt. Maybe. Okay, maybe not so much Viper, but Viper is a religious fanatic, if you will.
You would almost sound like a fan. Don't get ahead of yourself there.
Don't get ahead of me.
And what
I
say
don't
you
need to
of the
try
night
for
scene?
that.
You seem to think as though something is coming. Something is on the horizon. What do you mean?
Seems like our dear Amari has vision, drive, a natural sense for forward thinking. Am I incorrect in my assessment?
We can't stay the same as we always have been. Unless you all think that is the way forward. Another annihilation for us.
You speak as if there were not glory days among us, that there were not days where the Sabbat ruled this city.
Yes, let's sit back on our laurels forever and say, oh, look what we did back in the past.
Don't hold it against Dimitri. He just likes to sit in his crypt and play with his bones like a weirdo little kid. Isn't that right, Dimitri?
I mean, I know a few people who like to play with their bones or get their bones played with.
Amari is right, though. Stagnation is the enemy of progression, and that's why we are here, to move forward.
Fact remains that the glory days were in the past, and the Archbishop is not returning.
Well,
No.
they have laid a foundation, at the very least. So, you've come gathered us here. Shall we not get this started, or should we keep pretending as if we're here to enjoy ourselves at a party? Because I believe the last time I sat amongst these three, they all cooed and cawed, and they left with their tails between their legs the minute our Archbishop was felled.
Some tails, not necessarily between legs, dear Dimitri.
And what have you done since then yourself, sir?
I've kept watch over our holiest of holdings. I've sat and waited and stood as a proud, true member of the sword.
Sitting
By
and waiting is
waiting.
not the same as waiting and growing. You don't have anything to show for your period of sitting and waiting on the sword.
Perhaps you are right that stagnation is the death of all things. But I do not think gathering cults and seeing yourself and presuming yourself as some sort of holy figure, or hiding away as your lady has, the Black Widow, is also optimal.
We all have a purpose when we serve the Dark Father, and we all have unique gifts that we have received from him that we wield in different ways to make these changes, to strive towards our goals, towards the future. You would neglect the unique gifts we've been given by him? And as I talk, I would like to imbue my words with the power of dementation towards Dimitri.
Okay. Awesome. We're already getting right into it. Yeah.
Oh boy!
You're not even sitting at the table yet.
This is the pre-meeting shenanigans. Oh my goodness.
Oh my god. Okay, give me 1 second. Looking through my big old document of disciplines. Alright. Alright, give me the rouse check first.
Mm-hmm.
Every one of, I guess, starts. I think the hunger was listed on your sheet, but it's not. It should be 1 or 2.
Lovely. A success on the rouse.
Alright, and now give me a manipulation plus your dominate.
We are starting off strong indeed. That is 6 and a messy critical.
Okay. Second. So, 6 of a messy critical.
Indeed.
Awesome. You can tell as you speak the words into being, as you activate your powers, your abilities of dementation. It feels... Dimitri seems off-put for a second. And clutches that you can see the kind of telltale sign of him clutching his head. And he kind of looks down and grits his teeth. Yes, that is an interesting point you raise. Before he kind of snaps back, attempting to keep his cool from your perspective, Z. But still,
It seems we are in agreement then.
some things must be made through proper channels, proper ways that are about us. If, in honesty, this idea of forming governments emulating the ivory tower that we sought, I think we forget our ways. It's interesting to me when Simon's the only one that seems to truly get these things, despite my trepidations towards him.
I was born a soldier, my man. I'm gonna die a soldier. Speaking of soldiering ways, generals and all that, there's such a fine wooden table that I see before us that is yet to be sit down around. And I think, Amari, is that elder wood or is that mahogany? I can't tell in this light.
Mahogany, please.
Oh.
Come on. Yes, please, take a seat, everyone. Do we need refreshments?
I'll take a little bit. Nibble.
I would love some.
Do you have any redheads?
Of course. They're not exactly an endangered species just yet.
Give it a few years, perhaps.
So a very important question to everyone here. How do you sit? It's a circular table, so who do you sit next to?
I think Amari would be the first to sit down, so whoever sits next to Amari, he doesn't really care, but he's going to be the first to take a seat.
I will simply make sure that I am seated between Evelyn and Simon, so they are not next to each other.
I will take the other side of Simon.
I will take the other side of Evelyn.
Probably going to go ahead and sit at Amari's left hand, and whilst he sits down, he's going to sort of surveil the room and use sense the unseen, just to check there's nothing untoward going on.
Okay, so free. Go ahead and give me the wits plus aspects.
That is 4 successes.
You take a cursory glance, trying to study the room around you, make sure that everyone is not as they are, or as they are, as it said, no hidden surprises. The only thing that looks out of the ordinary to you is that Dimitri seems to be shadowed by some sort of white wispy energy, very akin to the thing you saw within the penitentiary.
Is there anything emitting from his sword?
Ooh, the wispy energy is kind of intensified, wrapping around each part of the blade.
Right, understood. And whilst he sits down, he plucks the vial containing what we retrieved at the pen from his pocket and is just going to have it in his hands whilst everyone sits down.
And Dimitri will choose to sit next to on the other side of Amari, completing the connection. So, which goes. Where do we begin then?
Discuss
We
how
need
to
to
get
just-
back to our glory days.
Yes.
Correct?
I would say I'd frame it a little differently. You know, maybe not get back to what we used to be, but take what's ours in a way that works for today. I'd say an evolution of a sort.
What kind of evolution or metamorphosis, if I should be so bold, would you be speaking of? What do you have in mind?
Well, and excuse my phrasing if this makes y'all a little bit uncomfortable, but back when I was just a young neonate, I used to see us Sabbat as a hammer. And to a hammer, everything is a nail.
Is
and
it
we
though?
used to smash everything on our way to power, acquisition, and things of that nature. And I'm not saying we shouldn't smash anymore, no. But I think a little finesse would take us a long way. A little planning, a little strategy.
You're asking us to be more like a blade than a hammer this time, aren't you?
I'd say be a hammer when we need to be and be a blade all the rest of the time.
Strong start. I like what I'm hearing.
Strategy and putting thought. She glimpses at Simon as she says this into our movements and our progressions as we move on is certainly extraordinarily important. Restraint, when it is needed, will help us to crush our enemies in the long run and bring us back into this golden age which has been so sadly lost by the death of Olga.
Don't think I didn't notice that little look there, Z. And as I recall, your little lady is not always a big fan of restraint. Sometimes when it matters, she is.
Indeed, which is exactly what I'm saying, sir.
The topic of restraint is another one entirely, and let's not divulge into that. Right now, if you're talking about change and metamorphosis, well, planning and execution, those are all very important things. But it's very bold of you as someone who is maybe used to leading a pack of 4 people, maybe 5. What do you think you can offer to lead change?
Well, let us not downplay the fact that it was them that struck the first blow to the ivory tower that we have in years. Taking the Eastern State Pen, while not a complete success, showing our presence there, was essential into letting everyone know, to use one of Simon's allegories and metaphors, that the boogeyman still resides underneath the bed. Under my orders, of course, they went.
Again, this boogeyman talk is so dreadfully human. Dimitri, we don't need to abide by such motifs and laws. We are simply seeing obstacles as they appear and removing them as we need to. And to do that, we do not need only soldiers, but also generals, commanders, people who can see the entire board for what it is.
Like the sheriff.
Sheriff?
Ex-sheriff. Apologies.
Yes, I wouldn't want to imply anything, of course.
Ex-sheriff.
Is that X signed in ink, or is that more like a pencil?
I currently have a bloodhound on me by my ex-boss, so I'd imagine that it is written in blood.
Yeah, I wouldn't worry
Rather
too much about
liability.
her.
And I'd just be staring, unblinking at Simon from this point on.
So
You asked
then
what
you...
Oh, please, continue.
I'll be looking at Adristia at this point. So then you say that you ran away, and that's why you chose to join us, instead of actually following our beliefs and our Lord? You know, a deadpan stare is not the most admirable feature of you, I'm sure.
Oh, Viper,
You have a
come on.
tongue. Oh, let it
Now,
be.
ladies. Now.
Unfortunately, your tricks does not work on me. I have lived long enough to deal with people like you. Everybody believes in their own little thing. And that is why I'm here. Because none of the Camarilla tricks worked on me. I'm wondering if the Sabbat has a better chance at keeping me.
So you're testing us? Is that what you're saying?
Bold claim.
Aren't we all?
Indeed.
It's more like less of religion and more family for me.
Family.
Oh, come
It's
on.
my
Dimitri.
pack and not my family.
Is that
Your
not what we are,
brothers and
Dimitri?
sisters.
We all come from
No.
the same blood.
We are
You're Cainites, holders of Caine's blood, chosen by him to be divine walkers of the earth for eternity. We are not family. We are each godly, almost in our own right.
But you do have to say that the same blood runs in all of us.
I find it ironic that the lady, the Black Widow, preaches about faith. When you yourself, she is not here, you're speaking in her stead. Her paranoia has kept her locked away in whatever dungeon she has so deep.
You think it's paranoia that keeps her away? No. She does not see a need to be here in person. I do not see a need to be here in person to understand what is going on here, what everybody wants. I have kept my true identity hidden for a very, very long time, and it has served me well. It has made it easier for me to see into the future, to understand that these glory days are coming. You wish to distract me from such things? Then it is so vital to fulfilling the gloriousness of our future.
So she's afraid.
Yeah, it sounds like fear to me. Listen,
I think once again we're probably getting a little distracted with infighting here. Whilst Adrestia, yes, she came over from the Camarilla. She is an expert in asset management, and that is something the sword desperately needs in these times. Philadelphia is a place of resources. If we do not keep careful track of those, we have no chance.
and I have accumulated quite a bit of resources in my time here.
Yeah.
Let's just be honest here. One of the things that we have been missing as a whole for the Sabbat is charisma, panache, the ability to win people to our side. Now,
And you enlighten me how we have been missing charisma, because I have no difficulties winning people to my side.
Miss
It's
Adrestia
fine.
is evidence of the fact that it is quite successful.
you've been winning people to your side, but what do they matter? Do I just want to go get me a nice little church and sit in it and be like, hey, look at all the followers I've accumulated, and do nothing?
Do you want
with them?
followers of Caine who worship his word?
I don't mean to interrupt, but it doesn't sound like it's followers anybody's looking for. It sounds like you're looking for soldiers. Is that right, Amari?
Precisely. And
Well-
soldiers need a leader, and leaders need charisma. Why do you think we have people like young Evelyn here?
Why do you?
All signs point to the future, Viper.
Indeed, they do.
Z. All signs point to the future, and the future does not have us sitting on our laurels. Not anymore. Not power grabbing and building little fiefdoms and churches. We need soldiers in the field ready for battle, and we need people to lead them.
We need people to lead them who know where they're going and what they're doing. We need somebody with a mind that can act as a commander for them. Not just boost their morale, but somebody who has substance to their words. Someone who is not just speaking words.
I have
Need
a question.
someone.
Hi, the baby here. If you, as a group, and forgive me if this seems a little rude, but if you all think you have it figured out individually, just curious because I wasn't there, why did you need Olga?
Dimitri looks incredibly offended when you say that.
Oh, come on, Dimitri. Put away the sourpuss phase. It's not like Olga was doing us any favors.
Olga was the leader, was the core bit of our sword.
And
They
she
were
wasn't
the-
strong enough to stay alive.
Look at where it led us.
You three, you lot. Where were you when the River Queens went to war? When Olga took power and seized the city from the Camarilla? The fact that Olga died and then the Camarilla took power back should show how much their influence had infected this city. Olga was greater than all of us.
And yet she fell.
Indeed. And we
What
are
is she-
here to clean up her mess.
What did she represent?
Yes, those
that
who
made
failed
her-
to protect the Archbishop.
What was that, Arthur?
I'm just curious, following on from Evelyn's point, what was it that Olga represented? Could it not be replaced? Is she irreplaceable?
No.
She was much stronger than all of us, though.
So her strength.
What does her strength matter now?
Hmm.
Her strength, perhaps, was her downfall.
She was just a symbol. Plain and simple. She was just a symbol, a figurehead, like the Queen of England.
Yes, this figurehead inspired so much fear in the Camarilla that the architect himself amassed all his forces and lost so much to the Anarch incursion in order to put down the influence of our Archbishop. But go ahead and preach how they did not do anything.
Are you
I didn't say that we
admitting?
did nothing. Just doesn't matter now.
Where were you, Dimitri? Where was Olga? Huh? I was on the front lines. I was out there bleeding with the rest of them, okay? I had people all around me falling and fighting. I've been covered in blood and sweat and tears and shit. Where were you?
Are you implying I did not fight the same battles? That I did not retch blood with this sword?
I'm implying that you let somebody else do it for you. You just hung out in the back. That's what I'm implying. Though that's what types like you typically do.
I am the
huh?
Templar of this order. If you did so happen to forget, Balcazar.
If you gotta say it, does that make it more true?
But are we-
Oh, I could show it to you real quick.
Let's go.
Calm down.
Evelyn, the reason why Olga is the Archbishop is because she can keep all this under control.
Well,
Not
it
anymore, she
seems that
can't.
we're going to have to find a new archbishop, isn't it?
And isn't that the point? Exactly. We need somebody with the oversight that Z is describing, with the strength that Dimitri is talking about, with the drive to do things that Simon is talking about, and with the patience and knowledge that Viper wants. Isn't that the point? It's balance. It's not about superiority. Forgive me if I'm wrong here, but everything that you guys have been teaching me over the past month or two has all been about how all that hierarchy bullshit on the Camarilla lines gets them nothing but destruction. Why are we squabbling about hierarchy when we could be talking about how we come together?
And that's why I brought us here, so we could come together.
What are you trying to get out of this meeting, Amari, darling? What do you want?
What do I want?
What do you want?
You want a new archbishop. Why not let it be me? And then I turn on awe.
The young buck surely has the biggest head.
Sell yourself then, sir. Why should we elect you as the new archbishop of this city?
Aren't you all four here?
True.
What was that, Addie?
Aren't all four of them here? Because of Amari.
Do you
Because
not
of
see
Amari.
red?
No.
Because of me. And because of my coterie. My
Pack.
my pack. Excuse my language.
Off to a fabulous start, sir.
He brought all of you here. His invitation.
Hmm.
What were you doing by yourselves, please? What power moves were you making?
Hi, my name's Simon Valkazar. I was building one of the premier packs. Packs, that's the word. Learn it if you're going to decide to be Archbishop. I was building one of the premier packs, the Night Division, you might have heard of them, teaming in numbers, swarming, a literal plague.
Yeah, you have to team in numbers because you keep killing each other. Same old Sabbat bullshit. If we kill each other, we can't make anything happen. And that's why I haven't decided to kill any of you yet.
Oh.
Simon, your pack. How long is it you've been putting this little venture together?
How else does anybody else put the venture together? You find people that have a like-minded
Sure.
ideas. You kind of fill them numbers. You get somebody that's charismatic, that has forward thinking, has ingenuity, and you have them as the captain. And then
Mhm.
you
And
fill
then
your
what?
numbers. Snatch and grab, baby. It's how we've done it for years, and guess what? It still works.
So you're talking about this prime pack that asked the ex-sheriff of Philadelphia. I have never heard of. So you haven't been doing any waves, any threats, anything at all. You've just
Maybe
been
it's
crawling
better.
around in the shadows.
Exactly. What, Simon? Forgive my impertinence here, but what has your pack been doing precisely?
Arthur, darling, who are you to judge Simon on the capabilities of gathering a group of soldiers, though?
I'm not. I'm curious.
Oh, but you do seem quite judgmental at this moment. Maybe you should rephrase that. Just an idea.
Then what about you, Viper? What have you done with your little cult, aside from gather fanatics?
Blood bonded every kindred this south side of Philadelphia.
Gathered people.
And have you used
True.
those people?
When needed, when Caine says it is needed. I am not the one to say what my people should do. I am merely the one guiding them in the right way. Why should I send Cainites into battle? I think
Of course,
Adrestia.
of course.
I put on awe as well. I think you can learn some respect, ex-sheriff. Or maybe you should run back to your little Camberella domain.
I would actually put on Daunt.
And we basically cancel each other out.
Yeah.
Cancel each other out.
It's becoming an interesting table.
I will go a step further and activate entrancement.
Oh boy.
There's a rouse check. And I get hungrier. But no matter. Simon How loyal to you are these soldiers of yours?
Evelyn, how loyal are my soldiers to me?
They bark when he says bark. They run when he says run.
So, an arbitrary loyalty, one built on forced cooperation rather than real loyalty.
Yes,
They're
who do you think we
slaves.
are?
Having seen them up close, if you don't mind me speaking on your
soldiers.
behalf again, Simon, they actually, I would say, act out of glee. They take joy in what they do, and they take joy in the fact that he gives them that opportunity.
You ever heard of Pavlov's dog?
Interesting chap.
Yeah. Ring a bell. He's salivating.
Oh, good one.
And how do you suppose we may be able to sharpen these followers of yours, these gleeful harbingers of violence, into a blade?
We take out something that the Camarilla relies on. This is what I've been doing, Adrestia and Arthur. I've been lying in wait. I didn't put up a billboard and say, hey, look, here's Simon in the night division. Come and see what we have to offer. If you want to fight with us, we would love to do it. You know what? Let's just go ahead and take care of that right on Broad Street. Huh?
Simon. If you don't mind me interrupting you, don't mind. This is why I wanted you here. I want you to be in a position to do what you do best. Be right in the muck and shit of it. That's what you enjoy. That's what your people enjoy. You don't want to be an archbishop. You don't want to be in this seat that I am working for. You want to be on the front lines, and I will give you every opportunity to do that.
I just want to make sure that I'm going to be taken care of.
I could take care of you in so many ways, Simon.
I just want to see it. That's it. I want a show of it. And Arthur, Adrestia, if you want to exactly see what I have to offer for you all to utilize at your dispense, come on down. Drop a pin. I'll have me and the boys roll on up, and I can show you exactly what we have to going on for us.
Sounds great. Thing
I would
is,
like to see it.
that answer has already assuaged a lot of my concerns. As far as I'm concerned, my biggest worry is that we're going to talk at this meeting. We are going to lay down what each of us wants and then walk away with nothing having changed. Each of us will go about our disparate ways, and the Camarilla, the Anarchs, they will remain unchecked. We have already demonstrated what can happen when we pull our resources together to hit them where it hurts. Eastern State Penitentiary, and Arthur will pick up the vial containing the coin that we retrieved from the Camarilla and put it on the table, is a prime example of this. Our doctors here, our pack leader, rallied each of us in turn, utilized us as resources, and we struck hard. Simon joined that venture so that not only did we strike them to gain what we gained, we left a gaping hole in the side of their most prestigious establishment. When we all come together, we don't just make waves, we make a tsunami. And whilst I believe that each and every one of you has the capability of leading this, I personally stand behind Amari.
Have you all undergone Voldery together?
Of course.
We have.
We have.
Loyalty is easy to come by when you are bound by blood. What of those who are not? Do you
I'm not
think you
bound
can
to
just
Simon.
say some nice words and join a cause because you're charismatic enough, no matter what those words are?
No, I'm not bound to Simon. And
I
yet,
was
after
not
his words
bound-
today,
Address you. What did you say?
I was not bound to Amari when I left. When he gave me the proposition to join the Sabbat, I was not bound in any way by blood, by blackmail, by money, by power.
Why did you join him then?
Why did you
Because
desert?
I believe in his cause. I believe that Amari can actually do it. He can actually topple down Camarilla if only people would let him.
I would like to insight check that for an ulterior motive.
Go ahead and give me a wits plus insight, please.
Mm. Four.
Adjuster, are you going to resist? Or are you being an open book right now?
No. I'm gonna resist.
Okay, go ahead and give me just give me straight resolve.
Okay. Oh, that's only 2, so don't bother.
I'm gonna ask you a question. I want you to answer it truthfully.
Yep.
Why do you want Amari to become the Archbishop?
Because I believe that he actually deserves the spot. That he can actually change what the Sabbat has been, what it has been stagnant, like what they said. And considering that my motive is actually going parallel with his, I would like to just join hands with Amari's goal to topple the Camarilla. If he is the Archbishop, toppling the Camarilla that betrayed me, that took away the only people important to me, then I will make sure that he will get that. He will make it happen. I will help make it happen.
And that is the thought you get, that Adjustia is very true to what she is saying. And Dimitri leans forward, resting. It raises an interesting point. Did you not believe in the Ivory Tower when you joined them? Is the fact of your desertation and joining of our side evident that your loyalties are not as bound and unfathomable and unbreakable as you would think or you would speak of? Is this not just merely a revenge mission for you, Adrestia? I heard you killed the Malkavian Primogen on the way out. If one of us pisses you off, is that the same fate? Will I see Viper lying in her own blood amongst her followers? Simon left in Scrabbles? And Helica, wherever hole she has decided to hole up in?
The difference between the Camarilla and the Sabbat right now is that the Camarilla picked me up, embraced me to become their dog, and forced the title upon me of being a sheriff. I did not choose that, and they gave me a false sense of security of family until, unfortunately, it has been taken away from me. But yes, I chose Sabbat. I went here willingly. I was not forced into anything. I was not turned against my will here. I chose it, and that's why I am staying here. And that's how you can ensure my loyalty.
I think we should hear the young one's opinion on all this.
I think so too.
On which bit in particular? On Adrestia's loyalty?
On all of this.
Archbishopness. Such a silly...
I wasn't around to see what Olga did. My question earlier was genuine. I don't know what she means to all of you. And not knowing what she means, I also don't really quite know how to separate her from the role. The position is important from what you guys are all saying. It means something. Figureheads mean something. We need soldiers, but they need something to believe in or they don't fight. That's the loyalty you're talking about, right, Z? It's easily bought, sure, but not easily won. So it is important that there's an archbishop and that they're the right person. I know that makes things difficult because we've all got opposing opinions on how is best to follow the word of Caine and how is best to enforce it. But if we can at least agree on what the best way is to ensure we still get that choice, because the Camarilla don't want us to have that choice, right? They don't want anyone to have that choice. That's their whole model.
No.
And we can suffer a little disparity in our beliefs if that means that we have the room to choose, right?
She speaks the most sense out of all of us in this room.
I'd
Freedom
agree.
is what it is all about.
We need somebody who will not be toppled, will not be killed, will not let the Camarilla take back everything that we've built again like they have now.
The conversation of Viper.
Amari, allow me to pry for a second here. What do you believe in? You want to topple the Camarilla? Sure. But what do you believe in? Why are you doing all of this?
When Caine comes back, I want Caine to see the strongest Sabbat that has ever existed. Not the past, not what we used to be. I want us to be on the front lines of everything that is Cainites. When you think of vampires, as they call us, I want anyone and everyone to think of the Sabbat, to think of me.
Storyteller, could I try to get a premonition here?
Yes.
Thinking around the concepts of Amari and kind of the visual of the end days where Caine would come back to us and Amari standing there with like Sabbat behind him, trying to see like kind of that visual, trying to get a premonition.
As you do so and you can feel your eyes begin to roll to the back of your head, time passes very quickly for you as you get flashes of a leveled city of burning and screaming people. You see yourself and the members, your other co-leaders, crucified amongst crosses as nails are driven through each of your hands and your feet together, and you hang and you feel agony that you've never heard before. And you see Amari standing upon a rock, speaking to the sky as a large figure behind them puppets them like string made of flesh. The form is familiar to you, but you cannot put your finger on who exactly it is. But the rest of your enemies are dead around you.
You may just be the end of us all.
What a glorious end that would be, wouldn't it?
I don't even know why we're having the conversation, as traditions must be honored in the rather ritual of electing a new archbishop, unless Viper can suddenly produce a page of the Book of Nod, which I don't believe any of us actually have, then we can't elect a new archbishop.
Perhaps we do have a page of the book, Dimitri. Some of us have come to this meeting prepared. Some of us know what's at stake here and understand the future that we're trying to build.
Well, shit.
I like this representative more than the previous one.
Indeed.
We've never confirmed Olga's body. We don't know.
Oh,
if they
don't
met
be
the
a
final battle.
coward, Dimitri.
So you think we should wait until she comes back, let the Camarilla solidify their power more and more until we can't come back from it, not even her, almighty Olga, who you seem to revere so much.
I waited 100 years for us to see our glory. Another 100 doesn't seem too outrageous to me.
So sit and wait.
Shit, kid.
Familiar.
I'll take Amari as Archbishop if it means I don't have to hear Dimitri's dumb ass talking all around this room. Shit.
As I understand it, maybe time doesn't mean a whole bunch to you guys, but, you know, I've only been on this earth for 20-something years, so just to throw that into the hat. A lot changes in 100 years, and actually, I mean, you know, just on a basic world level, half the cities in the goddamn world are going to be underwater by then. You want to wait? You want to wait at the bottom of the goddamn harbor for Olga to come back? There's nothing for her to come back to if we wait that long. Is it not better to put somebody in those shoes and have them maintain things here and stamp out the remaining routes so she has something to return to? Or at least something to be proud of?
Again, she speaks so much sense.
And please believe me, I understand that I have a lot to learn. But I have people in position to help me learn them.
Being the Archbishop means, although we are all here now, Amari, it does not mean that we will all have your back when you take the position. And there are more of us out there as well. So you can count on, for the amount of allies you have, thrice the amount wanting your neck. And if you are weak and unprepared for the position, you will be gone within weeks.
Packmates, do y'all consider us to be weak?
I'd like to think we have shown some elements to the contrary.
You are not yet tested. You have done successful on your first mission, but you have not seen true war. You have not struck against the Architect's forces. You have not seen the wars we have. And while I can...
Do you not understand what the Sect War was? Do you remember this? Us fighting up and down the East Coast? From Atlanta
Do not
all the way to
see
here?
the
You're not-
War of the River Queens.
There's some more recent.
There have been so many wars as such in the past. Us fighting the Camarilla, us fighting each other. It is an inevitable truth of our kind. And it happens again and again and again. Each time it happens, taking on a different form of horror. Are you prepared for all of these forms? Because you have seen one war in your unlife, sir.
Tell me this. Who is truly prepared for war? For the
Always.
destruction that it is wrought? No. No one's prepared. You know how many of us ran in New York? How many of us? The ones that survived. We ran. We hid. We gathered our forces and came back because as much as we were ready for war, we still ended up on our back foots with our asses whooped and our tails tucked between our legs. No one is ready for war. But when we go to war, we go with as much preparedness as we can. And when the destruction is wrought and the bodies are at our feet, we revel in it and we hope that we are the ones that walk away. That is as ready as anyone can be for war.
Would you not rather have a leader without the arrogance to pretend they're prepared, even while they beg for your help?
It's a fair point.
Asking for help is never a bad thing unless it's done from a place of arrogance or not believing in oneself enough to know when it's necessary. Also a very important thing. Humility in a leader, it's something I fear you lack, Amari. My apologies.
You say I like humility? You're damn right. Fuck being humble.
Let me phrase something and just tell me if you agree with the statement or not, Amari. You would sacrifice anything to help bring the Sabbat back to glory. Or bring it to future glory, not back to. We hate the past history days.
I would
Sounds
sacrifice
something.
each and every single one of you.
And yourself.
And myself.
Storyteller,
But
I'd
you
like to roll
first.
insight on that. I would like to roll insight
Yeah,
on that.
go
Actually,
ahead.
I want to
You
see if
first.
I want to see if this cat's being honest right
Go ahead and
now.
roll your resolve.
Could I potentially, since I am intentionally trying to lie here?
Subterfuge? Sure.
Yes, that's exactly what I was going to. Manipulation subterfuge.
Do the rest of you want to insight that as
Simon,
well?
you may have an
Please, what do you
extra
roll?
dice, or I'll
I
insight
get
it.
hungrier.
I'll insight it too. I'll say
Insight end?
Insight and wits. Well, you know what? I would even allow manipulation as well.
So many dice.
I'll reroll in that case.
All right. How many successes, Amari?
10.
Critical.
So we all just believe him.
This is my strength now. You lying? This is what I do.
What are you talking about? He's being perfectly honest.
I don't understand what you mean. He's
Simon-
perfectly honest.
Jesus Christ.
Simon, what?
Texas Chainsaw Massacre going on outside?
Yeah,
It fits the vibe.
It's okay. The music will cover it up.
Simon is going to just scooch his chair back so that it just like makes the most god awful noise, and he's going to stand up and he's going to go, "So, you're willing to lead us all like lambs to a slaughter for a glorious future for the Sabbat and for yourself. I want to know, Amari, do you have the gumption? Do you have the balls? Do you have the will to handle what's going to be thrown at you?"
I think about it this way. I just sat in front of a bunch of UKnights who might be more powerful than me. At a table, scheduled a meeting where all of you could kill me for my own hubris right here, right now. And I haven't blinked in front of it.
You are not the only one who grows stronger with time, sir. The rest of us also have gifts of Caine that we hone and improve upon over the years, over the nights. And what happens if one night you find yourself in a position where you are doing what you do best, talking, inspiring others with your silvered tongue, and you find that they speak more sense than you. They are more inspiring than you. Can you even wrap your head around the concept that that may one night occur? And I will use dementation again as I am speaking to him in this sense.
Bomari.
Yes.
Okay. Go ahead and roll 1 second to
I will rouse again.
rouse one more time.
Yes.
Omari, go ahead and give me a composure plus intelligence.
1, 2, 3, 4, 6. I'm going to spend a willpower. That's 8 successes.
I got 5.
As it seeps in the words of the envoy of Angelica, will you do me a favor and will you lose 3 willpower?
Oof. Okay.
Please let me know if that ever hits 0.
I will. I'm good right now.
You're not sure why it shakes you. Something interesting about dementation is very hard to understand and very hard to realize it's happening to you. But your own mind seems to swim in paranoia as you think of everyone around you, even your own pack, and wonder if they'll just turn on you, if you really do have the power, and if this is really all worth it. But just for a second. And then the feeling kind of fades.
Can you approach such a possibility with a sense of humility, is all I'm asking.
If you're asking me if I would bow to someone who's more charismatic than me, no. I only bow to Caine. I'd kill them first. This is the way of the Sabbat.
I thought you wanted to change it, bring it into the future.
Oh, I do. But just because someone's more charismatic than me does not necessarily mean they will put us into the future.
That is very true. That is very true. Arthur, you're sitting at the left hand of Amari, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Do you see what's going on here? I have no soul. I have no allegiance. I have no loyalty. But you're saying that you're loyal to Amari, right?
I'm saying that as a member of his pack, I am one of his resources. And so far, he has displayed very good knowledge of how to put that to good use.
Very good. Would you do me a favor and please take this knife, and I'm going to set the knife right beside him on a table, and hold it up to Amari's neck, and I'm going to use Compel.
All right, what's the resist roll on that?
I believe for Compel, it is Intelligence and Resolve.
Resolve versus Charisma plus Dominate.
Very good.
As he does this. Oh, please.
Considering I am sitting next to Simon and he puts down a knife, the moment he puts down the knife, can I make my way to Amari's side?
I am also going to be rousing the blood for this roll.
As am I.
You know what? I'm not going to do anything that I was going to do now. I'm going to just sit back and watch this happen. I had something in mind, but no.
Theatrics.
Good. Okay. That is a 11
Oof,
And that's a
8.
critical.
8's just a standard critical for me.
It hurts, Arthur.
Oh, I do it.
You try to resist as much as you can, but you can't help but grab the knife and just to the throat.
And as it's sort of pressing there, Arthur, because he's kind of leaning in close with the blade, he just says, "Oh, isn't this an interesting scenario?"
And Amari just says, "Don't mess up my suit, please."
I shall try, my dear. If not, I'll pay for dry cleaning.
And I would say Amari is just staring straight at Simon through this with a smile on his face.
Address you.
I am most likely going over the table because the moment I am sitting next to this, I know there's gonna do something crazy because Evelyn has warned me. So the moment this has happened, I would most likely be going over the table, sliding over it, and then kicking the knife away from Arthur's hand, considering that he is very weak.
Go ahead and roll me strength plus brawl. As Dimitri reaches over to grab you and stop you.
Oh boy.
I'm
Here
gonna
we go.
reroll.
What'd you get?
I got an 8.
That is enough to beat the 5 successes. As Dimitri grabs you for a second, kind of trying to wrap you in a bear hug, but you're able to kind of tear away, and you grab.
Can I use the distraction going on to look at Evelyn?
Yeah.
Because she's sitting next to me. And using entrancement, I don't know if I need to roll for that or not. Yeah, charisma
It's
and presence.
Yeah.
Everyone just getting one over on people. Yep, charisma and
It's
presence.
theatrics. It's fun.
Evelyn, go ahead and roll me
Fun. We're having
composure
fun.
plus wits.
All right.
While that's going on, I like to utilize this. I like to be out in the open and everything like that. I would like to instill a submerge directive on Arthur because I have compel going on.
Oh, wait, because you already compelled him. Give me one second.
I know.
Fastest gun in the West.
Z, what are you doing?
At the moment, she's merely watching all of this happen with a sense of glee.
And what was the result of that? So 7?
It's a 7 for me.
Evelyn?
It's a fail. Oh, sorry. It is, total failure. Nothing.
Awesome.
All right.
So that means Viper's going to be able to add their presence rating against you for any social rolls. And you look at Viper, Evelyn, and you feel enamored. Immediately. You already thought Viper was pretty cool from the first time that you met her, but this time around, it's almost renewed it a little bit as you're taken back to a moment to the fire dance when Viper invited you to join her group, and you considered it for just a moment, but you weren't sure because you were with your pact, obviously.
Yeah. I think it's her stillness in both situations that there's something I am finding a lot of respect in, because what was happening then with the fire and the madness and all that stuff and what's happening now, I think there's a parallel in my mind that this chaos is unfolding in front of us, and Viper once again is still and patient and watching, and she's the only one that is, and that strikes me.
And Addie, you grab the blade out of Arthur's hand.
Oh no! As I slide, I'm going to kick it away.
Okay.
Up.
Yeah.
I don't know whoever it lands onto, but yeah.
You kick it away, and I think just for cinematic, we watch the knife go up, spin in the air, and then just come land directly in the center of the table.
Thank you, dear.
I do apologize for that.
Oh no, not at all.
Right. Amari sits there as this is happening, brings out a cell phone, sends a text, and just says, "Bring out the toy." And then he takes his phone and he throws it in the middle of the table, and you see a picture. And it is of a giant flesh-crafted creature made of claws and teeth and mouths and faces. And he just goes, "All right, if we're going to have to play these games, then we shall play them. I'm not scared of any of you. Not a single goddamn one of you. And if I have to die for what I believe in, then so be it. But I swear to all that is holy within Caine, I will destroy every single fucking one of you if you don't get your shit together now."
And then who will you lead? As
No matter.
Archbishop.
We'll be in the same place that we are right now, fighting amongst ourselves and getting nothing fucking done. So we want to play these back and forth, politicking for shit that y'all don't even want. Y'all just don't want me here, which makes me wonder why. Because no one else has stepped up to become Archbishop. No one has asked for the responsibility to be that close to Caine. We just rather bicker. Dimitri over here is sitting on, "Oh, this is what we used to do. I'm a Templar. Bada, 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 bada." I don't give a fuck what you used to be.
You
None of
see,
it
being
matters anymore.
Archbishop is not about being close to Caine. It is about taking a step away from him so you can uplift everybody else to be closer to him in your stead. You are sacrificing yourself for the will of the Sabbat. That's what it is about. It is not about some high and mighty cause that you fulfill within yourself. It is something far greater than just you or that fucking thing.
And that's
You know
why I'm
what?
willing to risk all of it.
Produce the page of the Book of Nod. And if we can do it, then we can start the nomination process. I tire of this back and forth. If you want to get
We're not
something
getting
done,
anywhere.
then let's get something done.
I mean, from what just happened, the circus trick and the everything like that, he didn't blink at all. I might be mighty convinced. I do want to
Trust me,
talk
he
terms.
blinked.
We keep talking about blinking. It's just funny, you know?
Hmm.
Anyway, looking at C.
That makes me laugh. I think that's pretty funny.
Rummages deep into her bag. It seems there's a few sort of things going on in there, and she is deep into the bottom of it and pulls out. It's almost like a tablet made of ancient parchment of some kind. Puts it down in the middle of the table over the photograph of Amari's phone with the flesh-crafted whatever it is. So it's obscured by this page, the Book of Nod.
Bloody
Well,
hell.
The most
Is that-
indestructible tablet there is. The pages of the Book of Nod are legendary in itself, that they cannot be destroyed. They can be rewritten and duplicated, but none hold the power as do the originals.
If that's the Bible, then I'm Jesus Christ.
This is the kind of work I've been doing.
Isn't that phenomenal? It's somehow.
Celica will be the
This seemed
judge of
fated.
all.
Doesn't it seem fated that we'd all be here together just like this?
Perhaps so.
The
Let's talk
nominations.
Yeah.
Everyone in
If-
this room.
If I reach out a hand tentatively, will Z make any kind of gesture? It's a kind of hand with just like a finger forward to make it obvious that I want to touch it.
She would probably notice. I can make a roll for it if
Well,
it's
no,
more
she
appropriate.
Viper would be looking at Z and doing this to see if.
Then I think with her insight, she would definitely pick up on it. I imagine. She's very darting her eyes around to take in everybody's sort of counterance, so she would definitely notice.
Do you try to stop Viper from touching the tablet?
I will reach out and grab her wrist, I think. What are you doing, darling?
You can't blame me for wanting to try and get a glimpse. Can you?
It's history.
Curiosity killed the cat, as they say.
But it's fun to indulge like that, please.
It's dangerous. I respect you, and I respect what you do. I should hope she releases her wrist that you're able to be intelligent about this. This isn't a game. This isn't some childish citation of curiosity. This is important.
Nominations, then. As customary, usually those at the table have the ability to nominate one person. Am I understanding that the entirety of the pact will be nominating Amari? Or perhaps there is another you believe to be a better candidate for Archbishop?
Knight takes the bishop. Amari.
I am going to actually jump off the table as I've been on top of it this whole time. Stand beside Amari. And then just say, Amari.
Evelyn, who do you say? 3 of these people in front of you, of the leaders, have tried to court you at one point in time, and at any point in time, over the past couple weeks.
I stand by my ductus.
Amari, do you nominate yourself?
Yes, of course.
Z? Perhaps a nomination for Angelica, if that's how we're going about all this.
Indeed. A nomination for Angelica, somebody who sees the larger picture and has fought for centuries and centuries with a clear and cool mind.
Simon.
So we've got all the pack nominating Amari. Z, of course, is pushing forward her boss's picture, correct? And I'm going to assume that mayhaps Viper might push forward for herself, maybe. And maybe Dimitri might push forward for Olga or somebody, knowing he lives in the past. I, on the other hand, have things that I want. I have things that I need. And I need to know before I make this decision. Amari, I'm impressed. I really am. What's your opinion on bagging and other means of feeding? Alternate means.
Bagging?
Drinking blood, not from the source. Drinking animals, things of that nature.
Animals in desperation, but bagging? Ugh. We can do better than that.
Indeed. All right, then.
Do you drink from bags?
Fuck no.
I was curious. That was an interesting question. I've never once considered that in all of my unlife.
I just don't want to put myself below somebody that does not demean themselves as much as I do when we drink from the tap, so to speak.
You don't make something like what I made on that picture without getting your hands dirty.
I once met a chef who was a brilliant butcher, knew exactly how to cut around meat, get the perfect cuts, but he himself would never touch no thing of a ovum or the meat or the milk of anything with a face. So trust me, I've been dragging this out too much long. But if you're willing to work with me, I think I would throw my lot in with Amari. And Simon is going to turn and look at Evelyn and then turn back and look at Amari. Sit down.
Amari just nodded at Simon.
Well, this is all quite entertaining so far. I think I'll continue it then, shall we? Amari, you're quite ambitious, and, well, I can admire that. You say you want us to be glorious and powerful when Caine comes. I have one simple question. Do you see the voice of Caine as a part in that success?
Yes, of course.
I'll insight and wits, obviously.
Mm-hmm. Resolve plus subterfuge.
I'm not even rolling against this.
Okay. What is the truth behind? Is that the truth?
That is absolutely true. That is one of his core beliefs, if nothing else. Now, it's not to say that he doesn't have his own agenda, but he certainly believes that.
And I'm looking forward to seeing you achieve great things, Archbishop.
Because that just leaves me for nomination.
Indeed.
Please surprise us, Dimitri. I beg of you.
Mm-mm.
We have thought to lead ourselves into a new age. That is the idea behind this meeting. An idea, while I must admit, I've rested on my laurels for far too long, if that's how you would like to see it. Although I believe I've been planning and preparing for the Armageddon to come. However, I am not ignorant to the ways of progression in others. And so I've decided on a nomination, and not the one you would think. I nominate Evelyn. The young whelp hasn't been exposed to the glory days, haven't been exposed to the old war. What better for a new direction than a new face from the youngest member? Want to pack to show we have something to prove? Then go ahead. I nominate for them to prove it.
Holy shit.
My respect for you has increased rather dramatically over the past few seconds, Dimitri.
Simon, you mentioned using a submerge directive.
Yes.
What would you like to push into the head of young Arthur?
I want young Arthur here, our friend, the bookseller, to keep an ear out. And if Amari does become Archbishop, the moment that he begins to turn against others, I want Arthur to tell me. That's it. Just let me know. Just give me a heads up once things start changing for the worse.
Now that the nominations have been set, voting begins. As the pact is considered one single entity among these matters, they will be considering of one vote. The rest of us will be the additional ones. Popular vote wins. Seems to be the fairest way to do these things. Although I always preferred unanimous. It's my intention that the pack votes for Amari Oringo to become Archbishop of the Sabbat, leading Death's headquarters, the city of Philadelphia. I call upon Z, envoy of Angelica Black, the widow. Where does your vote stand?
Evelyn, you have spoken, as I've said multiple times throughout this evening, the most sense out of anybody here. And one night, you will make a most excellent leader of our organization. That is, without saying, it is certain. You're so young and yet have grasped every aspect of our world so quickly and with such fervor. But as I've also said, we need somebody who has experience with fighting all manners of wars, whether they be civil or with other sects, within our own city, throughout the whole world. My vote remains with Angelica for her experience and her foresight that will lead us to this future.
One for Amari, one for Angelica. Balcazar?
I have to admit, the past 5 minutes has just been a gymnastics routine of emotions. I guess we can all agree on that, right? Yeah, I mean, Dimitri, you got my brain in a tug-of-war match right now. I mean, on one hand, I have Amari, who has put on a thrilling show, I would say, for our votes. And on the other, I have dear Evelyn, who I think has a lot of fire and panache that could really just rejuvenate the whole position, you know? Really make a change. No offense, Z, but I don't think Angelica's going to get my fucking vote anytime soon, so.
I'm not surprised, sir.
Okay. You got this. You got this, Simon. Okay. On one hand, you got this one. You know what? I think it's only fair. I am just way too torn. So I think I'm going to leave it up to fate. And Simon's going to do a little bit of close-up magic and bring up a coin in his hand. He's going to put it on his thumb, and he's going to toss it in the air.
You would elect the leadership of our entire organization, of our entire order, to fate, to luck.
Dimitri, you just voted for a someone who has just been embraced only weeks ago.
Do not get me wrong. I was not condemning his actions. In fact, I think I was admiring them.
Okay, all right. I got it. Drum roll, please. All right. The coin says Evelyn. I'm sorry, Amari. I really wanted to beat you, but it's okay. I kind of like it. We got one each. This comes down to like a tiebreaker. Almost. We'll see. I'm excited.
Viper?
Seeing as we have another perhaps capable candidate, it's only fair that I ask her the same question. And I'll turn to Evelyn. So you will bring us to glory when Caine comes. And as she answers, I will use premonition. Just a heads up.
Your eyes begin to roll back once more as you see similar futures. You see the bodies of not only yourself, but your enemies dashed across the stones. You see Simon impaled, his mouth open in the enuis of final death. You see the city leveled, and you see your enemies' heads on spikes. And then you see Evelyn. Unlike the past premonition, their pact is still alive. Followed by the same dark figure. This time not puppeting, but rather staring ahead at them, almost in opposition.
You ask if I would bring everyone to glory.
Bring us to glory.
Well, my understanding is there is a saying that may have some relevance here. Takes a village to raise a child. You've heard that one, I presume. If you're looking for a future that's bright and encompasses the needs of all of Caine's children, maybe somebody who has been raised by all of them is the right choice. Depends on the quality of the village.
As Caine wishes it, so shall it be. I think I'll vote for Evelyn.
Oh my. We have seen some special kind of days today, have we not? Well, dear fledgling, it seems you have been shunted upon you a mighty responsibility. I look forward to seeing what it comes of it. I also vote Evelyn.
Holy shit. Oh my god. The drama.
However, I do believe Mr. Oringo's plan and status is not something we should simply ignore. So I will suggest that Amari be elevated to the status of bishop in order to assist our young archbishop in her trials and tribulations. What say we?
I completely agree. I think that's an excellent idea.
I think so too.
Evelyn?
What do you think, Evelyn?
I think my previous statement about the quality of the village has something to matter here. And so far, if you really believe that I'm the right candidate, that's because of Amari.
The most important person for the position is not someone that wants the position, but rather is someone that cannot run away from it, and is so deeply instilled in their being. We elect Evelyn. Last name?
Thompson.
Evelyn Thompson. And he brings out a sword. Kneel.
She does, but kind of like awkwardly shuffles the chair backwards and takes her time about it a bit.
Z, will you join me in reading from the tome of the page of Nod?
I will.
And as old Latin begins to score across, actually it would not be Latin, it would be
Aramaic.
Yeah, Aramaic, almost, or even like ancient Hebrew, just spoken in that. The words are almost incomprehensible as Dimitri knights you on each side, and you hear a voice push into your mind, Evelyn. Do you swear to become the hilt that controls the sword of Caine?
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah. Yes. Sorry. Yeah.
Do you, Evelyn Thompson, swear to be everything the Sabbat needs you to be until your last dying breath, until your final days?
Yes.
Amari, come kneel.
Oh yes, Amari kneels. He has got a grin that is like from ear to ear right now. This is the best day ever.
Do you, Amari Ringo, promise to serve your Archbishop and guide her in all manners of trials and challenges?
Yes, in each and every way.
Do you swear upon to defend your Archbishop with your life and being until the final death strike you?
Yes.
Rise, Amari Ringo, no longer as Ductus, but as Bishop of the Sabbat. Rise, Evelyn Thompson, for you are now crowned Archbishop of the Canaanites, the Sword of Caine, the Sabbat, Black Hand. Upon witness by us, the leadership, by the Templar, Dimitri Lovelace, by envoy of Angelica Black, the bishop, of Pack Priest, and so performed Voice of Caine, Viper, and by Ductus of Night Division, Simon Valkazar. I would also put forward that Adressia and Arthur Harris be officially considered true Sabbat for their fulfillment of obligations and accepted as permanent membership to the day the flame is struck from their very soul. What say you?
I say aye.
Aye.
Sounds delightful.
And Dimitri kind of flourishes his blade and then sticks it into the ground. Then, to our dying breath, we are under your command, Archbishop. And Dimitri takes a knee and looks to the others.
Amari gives Evelyn this old-looking ring that he has. It's old gold. He's like, I kind of stole this off another old bishop. I don't think he needed it anymore. He's dead. And he puts it on Evelyn's finger, and then he takes her hand and kisses the ring. And he looks up at her, winks.
Evelyn does her best to not react too much, but does kind of like grimace a tiny bit and nod, and then look back up at all the others.
Do the rest of you bow?
Simon does the most elaborate bow and kneel, and then we'll look over to the side at Viper and we'll give a small wink.
With like a flourish, Viper will bow and whisper the words, "Show us greatness."
Just a humble, practical bow from Z.
Arthur bows like he's flourishing a military saber. Get the feeling he's probably done this before.
Adressia's probably gonna take a second. Give a look at Amari, give a look at Evelyn before giving a bow.
So, what's the plan?
Well, I think our first step should be to talk about what we're going to do to make that second hit at the Camarilla to make them regret trying to grow here again, don't you think? She flicks a nervous glance at Amari first.
Amari just nods.
I don't mean to overstep or anything, but I have been concocting an excellent plan that I think that we would all benefit from, that to really drive home a nail into the Camarilla's efforts. There's a blood farm in Cherry Hill that is just pumping out prosthetic blood and all this other nasty stuff that I think that we could just really wreck them if we just kind of took it out. You understand?
That makes sense.
And
Any other
I can
suggestions?
Spend some time infiltrating the members of Clan Malkavian in the Camarilla. I have quite a way with them. Finding out where they are, what they're doing, what makes them tick.
I think then that perhaps it would be best if we conclude this meeting for now, until our dear Archbishop can come up with a more solidified next move. We will ask Javier to keep us in touch. Amari.
Color it done.
Dimitri gets up and begins to leave. And before he leaves, he stops looking back. This has gone incredibly more interesting than I had ever imagined. You have surprised me, the lot of you. And that is something one does not do very often.
I think Viper will also take that as a cue to leave, but as she leaves, she'll pass by Evelyn and say, "You should come and visit sometime."
I have been meaning to, but I've been busy. I'll make sure I make the time.
Simon. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Oh. As I leave, I will also say loud enough for everybody left to hear that, Evelyn, you will do wonderful things, as I said, and before long, it would be prudent and frankly quite lovely for us to meet properly in person. You'll be hearing from me in the future.
I hope so. I think I'm in need of your wisdom.
I think so too. And then she will leave.
Simon's going to walk right behind Z after Z gets done talking. He's going to look at Evelyn. He's going to go, "Well, kiddo, I think you have had greatness thrust upon you. And for that, I do not envy you, but I'm excited to see how things go about here. I'll be in touch. Proud of you. The rest of you, I'm sure that we will see each other again. Amari, wonderful function. Thank you so much."
Absolutely. Feel free to take any refreshments that you want with you.
Oh, that is a very large limo. I think it has plenty of room. I shall see about that. Speaking of which, address the Arthur. I did extend you spending some time with the Night Division. That invitation is still open. I think we're going to go see a punk show at Kung Fu Necktie, and I would love to have you two join along and see how we get down, so to speak.
And Amari, like, realizing that it's been a minute, grabs the phone from under the tablet and is like, "Put the toy back. Put the toy back."
Yeah, Arthur sort of turns to Simon and says, "I think that would be marvelous. Would you want your knife back, by the way?" Sort of points at it over the table.
"Oh, no, you can keep it. Just call it a gift from me." And he's going to open up his coat, and you see that there's just, like, a series of, like, different, like, pocket knives and Bowie knives and things just hanging, like, in different pockets and everything.
I shall start having to build up my own cutlery collection.
Never leave home without them.
As the 4 leaders leave, there is still one last scene of the story to tell. However, this story is for the Pact, and the Pact alone. So what I would like to thank my guest stars for joining us and being amazing as the Sabbat leaders, and very appreciative of them coming in full regalia to do this. And going in the same order we did before, please tell them who you are one more time and where they can find you.
All right. It was a pleasure to join you guys for your season finale. I was Syrinx playing as Viper, and you can basically find me on all social media under the name Syrinx. I do a bit of cosplaying and a bit of TTRPGing where I can. So yeah, that's it. Thank you guys.
Hi, my name is Wes Franks. I am the founder and creative director of Caring Cover Studios, a Twitch stream as well that does a lot of TTRPG, video game, variety stuff. We're going through a bit of a rebrand right now, so go ahead and check us out. Come follow us. Check us out on YouTube. We're going to have a lot of exclusive content hitting our YouTube, so subscribe to that. It's free, so it doesn't cost you a thing. And you can follow me on Twitter at ThirstTrapMoth. You can follow Caring Cover Studios at Comfort Carrion on Twitter. And yeah, thank you so much, everybody, for allowing me to be able to play at the table with you all.
And hi everyone, I'm Beck. I've been playing Z, the envoy for Angelica today. And yes, it was an absolute honor to play with everyone here today. It's always lovely to meet new people and play with new people. I had an absolute blast. It was great fun. As for where you can find me, I'm mostly on Twitch at Zeit_Poltergeist, where I do a manner of things. I DM a V5 Dark Ages homebrew game each Monday, and I play video games on occasion as well. And I'm just at Zeit Poltergeist on Twitter, where I sometimes sporadically post things too. And that's me. Thank you again so much.
Awesome. And big thanks again from us and everyone here for doing an awesome job to the three of you for portraying these so special characters that we've been seeing across the past season. And I think from there, it's time to go to our final scene. As you all leave and get into the limo that'll take you back to the yacht to ferry you to the harbor, Amari, you receive a call on your phone.
Pick it up.
Sir, we've had some trouble.
With?
It looks like the Transatlantic Port Authority has been called on our yacht. I dare say we might know who is behind this, but there is police presence on our yacht right now. I do not think it would be wise for you to return the way of the ferrying across.
Fair enough. We can drive. I brought the Range Rover just in case.
We will be all right. We will deliver the yacht back.
I suspect y'all can handle a little bit of port issues. Not the first time.
Of course, Mr. Oringa. And the call goes dead as you divert, going probably south because you're going to have to go against the Waltman Bridge to get back.
Yep.
And what is the conversation that happens in the limo?
Oh, baby.
Well, they're interesting people, aren't they?
That was an interesting outcome, isn't it?
Yeah.
Archbishop Evelyn.
See, I distinctly remember saying, please no more big tests where you all club together and choose something else. And yet.
We had nothing to do with it, in fairness. That was all Dimitri.
And that was technically all you as well.
True.
Could have said no.
Could have said no.
Yeah.
Well, actually.
It's fine. You'll be fine. We ain't gonna let nothing happen to you. Right, Eddie?
I'm gonna give a long stare at Amari that I know exactly what he's done.
Yeah. Arthur just turns to Amari and does a look there. And then he just pats Evelyn on the shoulder.
Of
Put
course,
this on me.
we'll
I didn't do
keep-
anything.
No, I'm just gonna keep staring at Amari as I say, of course, I'll keep our leader safe then. I'd say our new leader. Before turning to Evelyn. I'll be in the shadows.
And I'm going to take that as a threat and a promise.
As you cross,
Melody.
as you cross the bridge to Waltman, you're backed up by a lot of traffic. It looks like it's going to take you a little bit of time to get back across into Philadelphia. Seems to be some sort of ruckus.
I mean, if it's you know some trouble, I think Amari would definitely check the news, see if there's anything that comes up. This is our escape route, essentially.
Yeah,
so.
as the like the what's it called, the ceiling TV kind of comes down, and you're kind of looking through it. It goes, terror on the Walt Whitman Bridge as a hanging body has been found from one of the signs, and you see someone you don't recognize. That there's a bag that's been drawstrung over their head, and they are hanging from their ankles from the sign. With a
Interesting.
somehow menacing message that people have not been able to decipher yet. Viva los comunes! Long live the commons! We're so unsure what the commons mean in this, and people are on the scene.
Oh boy.
Arthur,
And you're kind of
what
getting
does it mean?
to the middle of it, of the bridge, and you can kind of see it up ahead as you're entering Philadelphia.
The Commons, dear Adrestia. The Anarch Commons. Who's to bet that that's not our revolutionary friends leaving a fun message?
I'm not worried about them.
No, they might be worried about us, though.
As well they should be. We just made a real big power move tonight, and they're going to have to get used to what's coming next.
I mean, we can just... This is a huge Masquerade breach. Maybe. But it'll certainly bring the Second Inquisition into our city.
All of you can roll me wits plus investigation, please.
Let's see.
Well, yeah.
Or awareness.
Best-
I apologize. Yeah, wits plus awareness.
Everybody drink.
3.
3 successes.
2 for me.
Only Addie hears the noise of a thump, and like almost like metal being torn before it's quickly put away.
We need to get out of this vehicle right now.
No? What's wrong?
As I am dragging forcibly Amari and Evelyn. Arthur, move!
Spider climb.
Danger!
Chugging it.
We're still driving, right?
Yeah, you could tell the driver to pull over.
Oh, stop the car.
He stopped because it's like bumper to bumper traffic, so it's easy for him. So, is everything okay, sir?
Apparently not.
Did you all get out of the car?
I wait for
I'm
Addie
actually
to get out of the car first. I'm not getting out of the car.
I'm
until I'm
actually
out there.
going to get out of the car via the sunroof. I'm
Yeah.
going to forcibly just rip it off the thing. Amari can just buy a new one.
Just
Then
got
just
this
get out
one.
of it.
That's
Evelyn's not
gonna
going
be
to even
fixable,
wait a beat. Like, the minute Addie tears it open and goes, Evelyn's after her.
And as you two exit on the sunroof, you don't see anything immediately, but you can smell something.
Would I perhaps...
It's gas.
I spider climb, opening the door, and taking a look outside to see what's going on out there. Where actually are we right now? Are we on the
You're
bridge?
like on the middle of the bridge, the Waltman Bridge.
Oh,
It
cool.
is like towards
Nice.
the very edge of it.
Great. Yeah. Are there anyone else stopping? Is there any other cars?
Well,
around?
it's bumper to bumper traffic, so like everyone's pretty much
great.
stopped. Yeah.
Cool. Sort of
I'd
hop up on the
actually-
adjacent car.
Can I, like, look...
Can you look where?
Can I actually, like, turn to Amari, forcibly grab him out of the limousine, and then just pull him up to the roof and go, like, I smell gasoline, we need to move.
I can't really resist this because Amari is not strong. So even though he looks like he has some like weight and heft and muscle, he is not. So you just yank Amari, and Amari comes flying along with you.
like a wet cat. Just
Yeah, exactly.
Are you on the roof of the car, or
Arthur's on the roof opposite, sort of hopped up onto it and is getting a look around.
You hear, so a lot of things happen at once. You hear the driver look back and go, "Sir, what's going on?" And before he can finish, you all hear the distinct sound of a spark.
Oh boy.
And feel the heat as the underneath of the car explodes into an ember, like a huge fireball that consumes the car. The force of the explosion, as it literally lifts the limo up about almost like a foot into the air from just the intensity, it launches the four of you off.
It's the best case scenario.
Yeah, avoiding the fire, but you quickly both go over, all four of you go over the edge of the bridge, careening deep down as you smack, taking, I'm going to say 3 bashing damage, or 3
Can
lethal
I-
from the... Yes.
Shit.
Pull at least Amari, since I had like Amari in my hand. Can I
Yeah.
at least like cover him with most of the damage?
Okay, yeah, so you want to take...
So
wait.
weak.
Do you want to... Okay, you want to take the damage from him. Okay, that's cool. Then yeah,
Yeah.
then we'll say that Amari, you're only going to take 1 from the resounding force then. As the rest of you plunge from hitting the waters that are almost like cement at this point, but your bodies are able to resist it. And you feel the water break underneath you as you're enveloped by the coldness. And then it's murky darkness. What is in all of your heads as you begin to sink?
Oh, as we begin to sink. I think Amari's first thought would be like, they failed again.
Oh, like they failed to kill you.
Failed again.
I think for Arthur, there's a certain satisfaction in test, hypothesis, and result. And I think for him, this evening has been an exercise in getting that result. And there's a certain rightness to it as he looks up through the undulating, murky waters of the river and can just see the white, pale moon above, like a sickle.
I imagine that as I have Cat's Grace, that sort of hurtling through the air is a little more elegant than Evelyn has looked for most of this evening. Just a touch, rather than awkward and faltering. She sort of twists in the air as she goes towards the water, and then that sinking. I think the only thing going through her head is that this might be the last chance she has for some peace and quiet for a while, and she just shuts her eyes and lets herself sink for a little bit, just to enjoy the quiet.
Oh, FYI, one of my things going into this meeting, and I should have said this, but I flesh crafted myself a bit of armor, so I don't take any damage.
Okay.
Like I like if it's only 1 point of damage, I take that off of armor because Amari was not going into this meeting with a bunch of killers without,
Some sort of backup.
Yeah.
And what about you, Adrestia?
But my fucking suit is ruined.
Oh.
My first thought is that I should have been more careful at checking, considering we now have 2 influential figures. It's kind of like escorting the prince and the seneschal at the same time, which is gonna be annoying for me. My second thought is that Amari is so weak. Goddamn. Even a fledgling can keep herself safe from that much of a fall, but if Amari takes full damage from that, he's just gonna
In
fall.
torpor.
Mhm. And my third one is that fuck.
Fuck indeed. And as we go across the kind of flaming wreckage of the limo car, what the pack doesn't see are the various people in black hoodies with kind of like A for Anarchy kind of spray painted on the back, as well as there was Viva Los Comunes as well, as they kind of look around and someone's like, did we get them? Yeah, I think we got those cami fucks. And they look into the water and someone's like,
Rude.
I don't see any bodies. Yeah, you think they survived they went into the river? I don't know, just put all bulletins out. We'll deal with this. And as we rise into the night sky, night falls and continues to fall in Philadelphia. But one thing's for certain. Philly is burning. And so ends the first season of Cradle of Caine. I would like to thank all my players for this really long process that we had getting this campaign together, and that I appreciate every single one of you and your ability to keep up with the schedule, adjust the schedule as needed, and perform amazing delivery and excellent roleplay every single time. And I had a blast doing this. I really did. And yeah, before we kind of get to that, we're coming back for season 2. I hope with that cliffhanger right there. But I just want to let my players, for the last time, for just a little bit, tell you who they are and where you can find them.
Oh boy, that was a whole adventure, wasn't it? Hello everyone. My name is Gabriel, or at Good and Chaotic, various places around the internet. I'm a friendly local trans man. I have recently just finished, it's been a while back now. Time is a weird suit, kids. My Vesson campaign over on Adventure Tavern called Dark Tide Rising Waters. It's been a blast. It's over on YouTube in full if you want to check it out. I'll be working with Check These Out in 2022 to bring you a new Vampire the Masquerade Chronicle in London of all places. So that should be good fun. And yeah, I do a bunch of stuff and I do a lot of yelling. So come hang out. It's gonna be chill.
I'll go next. Hi guys, Lily. You can find me at Lily the GM on Twitter and on Twitch. You are most likely to find me working with Adventure Tavern right now. You can see my season 1 of my Chronicle, which finished a few months ago now, over on YouTube. That's Legacy of Bulls, and we have more coming in the next few months. So yeah, go check me out. Thanks.
Oh yeah, that leaves me. Or wait, how is it? Raina? Me?
Yeah.
All right, fuck it. I'll go.
One of you go.
I don't know what is happening. Wait.
It's your channel. I'll go. Hey everybody, I'm Prince, also known as Dimples of Dice around the internet. That's where you can find me on Twitch, Twitter, Instagram, all that jazz. You can also find me over on twitch.tv/RollingThese20s, where I'm a storyteller for Vampire the Masquerade, Philly by Night. So if you want some more Philly shenanigans, you can go over there at 9 p.m. Eastern time on Saturdays and find me in the storyteller seat, bringing a bunch of shenanigans to our players and multiple futures and pasts and dimensions. I've integrated the multiverse into my Vampire the Masquerade Chronicle. So there you go. Other stuff that I'm involved in, check out Faith Forge Academy. I'll be on the Reclamation Project. By the time you see this, that'll be live. I'm also over on Tuesday nights, Eualia, a D&D 5e campaign over the Amphitheater, where I play a Sea Otter Paladin. So if you like Red Wall and cute animals and a pacifist paladin, you'd love that show. So check that out. That's on Tuesday nights at 8 p.m. Eastern time.
And I am Rena, playing as Adrestia, who always takes a beating after every episode of this season. But yeah, you can find me. You're currently at my channel. I don't
Yeah.
know where you're expecting to find me, but yeah, my Twitter is at the Overlord. It's written down there. All my socials are down there. Aside from that, we've got Call of the Abyss every Wednesday, 7 p.m. PST. My dates are all weird now. Also got a City of the Saint every Thursday, 7 p.m. EST, where I'm playing as a Hekata. That's a lot. That's only 2, but I don't know how all of them keeps track of theirs. But yeah, if you want me to guest in your show or anything like that, don't hesitate to just message me. I've got a lot of free time right now. Keep an eye out on my Twitter at least, because I'll be announcing something that I have been planning for months. That is a campaign that's set in Australia, considering we have not had any lore about Australia. I am excited to work with all the Australians on this one.
I guess that just leaves me. I was your storyteller, Nick Francia. You can find me at Nobleman Nick. I'm usually over on Gehenna Gaming as the production marketing manager. I do a lot of streams there. By this time, I should have a stream going up, either an Evangelion or something else I've been, so check that out. Fridays, Interstitial War will still be going on, so check out Kingdom Hearts Interstitial War. We have a lot of guest stars, including people that were on this stream. Rita was on one of the episodes, and it was really cool. Other than that, you can find me Sundays on Hymns of the Unconquered Sons over on Devil's Like Gaming, or whatever the show might be running at this time when this premieres. Thank you so. I just want to say thank you to Rena for giving me the chance to storytell, like a stream storytell for the first time. It's my first vampire stream storytelling ever, other than like a one shot I did way back when. And it's been a great ride to tell this chronicle with you all the last 8 weeks. And I hope we continue to tell this chronicle and see what else life gives us. That was it. These were my awesome Canaanites, not kindred. Fuck that name. And, keep it good. Grip the sword of Cain. And all hail the Black Hand. All right.
Grip that sword. Grip it.
Bye, everyone.
Bye, guys.
MIA, and that heat game on wood. With that put my life on my feet. Like that little engine I could. Boy, I slide down in your block. Back on 12 o'clock. And they be throwing deuces on the same they watch. And I'm the king of my city, cause I'm still calling them shots. And these lanes talking that bull, the same, that flop. I'm the same from birth to with them that braids that lock. The same that came up and I had to wait for my spot. And he waiting on me, waiting on me. Still on that hood.